The destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. Long ago, the land of Sodom and Gomorrah was fertile and lush, like the Garden of Eden. Cool streams flowed through green fields, making the land prosperous. But unlike the land they lived on, the hearts of its people were not pure. Sodom and Gomorrah became infamous for their wickedness, greed, and immorality. The people trampled on justice and defied God Himself. The cries of their sins reached the heavens, and the Lord, in His righteousness, decided to bring judgment upon them. Before executing His judgment, the Lord sent 2 angels to visit Abraham, His faithful servant. Upon hearing that Sodom was about to be destroyed, Abraham was deeply concerned, for his nephew Lot lived there. With a heart full of compassion, Abraham pleaded with God, "Lord, if there are 50 righteous people in the city, will you still destroy it?" God replied, "If I find 50 righteous people, I will spare the entire city." Abraham continued to plead, lowering the number from 45 to 40, then 30, 20, and finally 10. The Lord answered, "If there are 10 righteous people, I will not destroy the city." But alas, there were not even 10 righteous people in Sodom. As night fell, the 2 angels entered the city of Sodom, appearing as weary travelers. Lot, Abraham's faithful nephew, met them at the city gate. He respectfully invited them into his home, insisting that they not sleep in the streets. But before the night was over, the men of Sodom gathered around Lot's house. They pounded on the door, shouting, "Bring those men out to us. We want to abuse them." Lot was horrified. He stepped outside, begging the crowd to abandon their wickedness. But instead of listening, they became enraged and threatened to attack him as well. At that moment, the angels pulled Lot back into the house and slammed the door shut. A blinding light shone from them, striking the wicked men with sudden blindness, leaving them stumbling in confusion. The angels then turned to Lot and said, "Take your family and leave this city immediately. The Lord will destroy this place, for its wickedness has reached its limit." Before dawn, Lot hurriedly woke his wife and 2 daughters. But his wife hesitated, reluctant to leave behind everything she had. The angels had to take their hands and lead them out of the city. One of the angels sternly warned them, "Flee to the mountains. Do not look back or stop anywhere, or you will perish." As soon as they had left, a terrifying event unfolded. From the heavens, fire and sulfur rained down like a storm of burning destruction. Houses, trees, streets, everything was engulfed in flames. Screams of agony filled the air. The once prosperous cities of Sodom and Gomorrah were reduced to ashes. Yet amid this destruction, a tragedy occurred. Lot's wife, unable to resist her longing for the city, turned back. The moment she did, she was transformed into a pillar of salt, a solemn reminder of the consequences of disobedience. As the sun rose, Lot and his daughters stood on the mountain, looking down at the desolate ruins. Sodom and Gomorrah were no more. The land was now a wasteland, with smoke rising into the sky. From afar, Abraham gazed upon the valley where the cities once stood. He sighed deeply. The justice of the Lord had been carried out, yet His mercy remained. He had saved Lot's family, keeping His promise to His faithful servant. The story of Sodom and Gomorrah serves as a warning to all mankind. When sin overflows, judgment will come. But to those who fear the Lord and walk in His ways, He will always provide a way of salvation. Lessons from the story. The Lord is just, but He is also merciful. Do not cling to past sins like Lot's wife. Look forward, not back. When God commands us to move, we must obey immediately. Hesitation can lead to destruction. God's justice will come, whether people believe